Hi, everyone, and welcome to our meditation and mindfulness session today. My name is Skyla Ramirez. So we have been focusing in our last few sessions on meditations and subtle movements that are ultimately here to optimize your heart health. For the month of February, we've been focusing on reflexology and even different acupressure points, tapping points, and we even did just a little bit of lymphatic drainage to hopefully target heart disease in particular, the #1 killer of women in the United States. So we are continuing with our theme today. And with our theme, we want to work on boosting the heart's energy. Let's look at a breathing technique that can help to boost your life force. This is a technique called Anuloma Krama. This particular technique is also known as a stair-stepping breath. So there are two different types of stair-stepping breaths in yoga. There's one where you have to focus a lot on the inhale, and there's another one where you have to focus a lot on the exhale. Focusing on the inhale with this particular technique is going to help to strengthen our life force and to create a greater sense of vitality and clarity, more energy. Not more energy like Starbucks. It's not like a good shot of espresso. It's energy in the way of lifting the brain fog and just feeling a little more aware, perceptive, observant, and alert in general. So to do this breathing technique, you're going to stagger the inhalation. That's the stair step. The inhale looks like this. You exhale all the way first. This is the inhale. And then you hold it. You hold it as long as your body wants to hold it. When it's time to exhale, let it all go from your throat. So the inhale is done in a series of steps, or sometimes it's also referred to as sipping the breath, except you're doing it through your nose. So you're going to sip the breath in through the nose, build it up into your chest. Notice that your ribs are going to lift, collarbones are going to lift, and then you're just going to hold it. So this is a type of breath retention that is ultimately managed and controlled by you, your body awareness, your felt sense. So at any time, if you notice that there is a sense of anxiety, panic, claustrophobia, let go of that breath and just start all over again. Maybe take fewer sips, fewer steps. The more steps, the more sips, the greater you're going to have a boost in your energy. It is possible to boost energy too much too fast. It's like revving the gas in your car. So if you notice that you're feeling anxious, fewer steps, fewer sips, the bigger breath is not always the better breath. Let's get started. We're going to do about 5 of these today. Exhale all the way first, chin down. Now maybe 5 to 8 little sips through your nose. Hold it, hold it. When it's time to let go, let it go from the mouth. And now immediately go into the next sipping breath. Hold it. Let it go. Sipping breath. Hold it. Let it go. Maybe 2 more quick steps. When you're ready, let it go. Last one. And when you're ready, let it go. Now just breathe easy. Let your head come down, lower the chin. Shoulders are soft. Allow your hands to rest in your lap. Maybe turn the palms up. Palms down is another option. At any time, knowing we have the right to change our minds. You can change your body position. You could open your eyes. You could shift forward or back. Remember that you have the right to create comfort for your body in this moment. You have the right to make decisions that create more comfort for you today. Begin to sense the breath in the sides of your body. So often the breath reveals itself in the belly, in the navel, in the chest. Shift awareness to the sides of the body and become aware of the breath. Breathing down into the edges of the pelvis and the hips. Letting the breath rise up into the side waist, the ribs, and finally bringing the breath up and feeling it expand out under the left armpit and under the right armpit. Maybe pausing there, sensing the breath's expansion out to the sides of the body. And when you're ready, let the breath go. Let's continue to shape the breath from the side of the body up, breathing into the side hip and pelvis, into the side waistline, side ribs. Finally, the breath expanding out to the left armpit and out to the right armpit. Pause right there, embrace the breath. When you're ready, soften your ribs, side waist, side hips. Just a couple more like this. Thinking about where the breath goes all on its own and how are we actively diverting the pattern. Just like migratory patterns in nature, you would see birds, animals, insects, butterflies, and ladybugs. Naturally, there are patterns of movement, migratory patterns. Our breath has its own unique migratory patterns. So notice, where is the breath going? And attempt to redirect that energetic movement, the pattern of the breath. Bring it down low into the hips. Roll it up through the sides of the lungs. Let it fill all the way up into those spaces under your armpits. Pause there so the body begins to get a little comfortable and a little more familiar with the breath in these new places. And when you're ready, just let it go. Breathe easy now. So there is no effort on the inhale, no effort on the exhale. Letting go of any control, any restraint. Watching the breath. And in a radical act of observation and awareness, can we just watch the breath without changing it in any way, without judging it in any way? Sometimes, as soon as we shift awareness onto something, as soon as we focus on something, There is an impulse, a tendency to want to control it in some way, or to begin analyzing, judging, possibly even criticizing. Can we become just the observer, the art of observation, just to see, just to watch? Watch your breath. See by way of feeling. Inhale. Feeling. Where does the breath go? Exploring other characteristics of our breath. Seeing it. Seeing where does the breath go? In seeing the breath, you might witness it as a shape, a color, a vibratory pattern of energy. Now, listen for your breath. If your breath, the inhale and even the exhale, could have a sound, how would the breath speak itself into existence? Or how does the breath audibly make itself known to you? When you inhale, breathe in any sound at all, and just notice, how does it feel? What does it look like? Exhaling, notice as the breath comes up and out from your body. How does it feel? What does it look like? What does it sound like? Our mind may naturally gravitate towards one characteristic of the breath. So maybe the feeling is more obvious today. Maybe it is the breath sound that is more obvious, or maybe it is the way it looks in color, shape, texture. Another characteristic of the breath that is less commonly explored is the taste of the breath. As you inhale, perhaps sense that you're breathing in a sweetness, all the sweetness that life has to offer with every life-giving breath. Breathe in sweet breath. Exhale, releasing a breath that maybe is more stale in nature. I've even heard this expressed not only as a stale breath, but a bland taste on the exhale, allowing our bodies to remove with the breath energetically any memories, any past experiences, any emotions that are taking up space, not necessarily bad, but taking up space, preventing us from experiencing more sweetness. Breathe in the sweetness. Release that which is stale, bland, maybe even bitter or sour. Now, working intimately with that sense of taste is our sense of smell. Still sensing sweet. The breath, it tastes and smells sweet. Inhale this sweetness. And again, exhale that which is bland, stale, sour, or bitter. Now moving beyond the five senses into a space that is closely tied to the sixth sense, a part of us that may be considered a little more ethereal or spiritual in consciousness. As you inhale, sense that there is expansion in the mind space. Sense the breath moving up into the middle of the brain, inhaling as the life force expands out through the third eye, to the side temples, and out the back of the head. As you exhale, holding on to that sense of expansion while you let go. Inhaling, prana moves up and out, expanding. Pause, tune into your sense of expansion. Hold on to that while you let go. Taking one more breath like this. Exhale. Go ahead and deepen the breath. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe even roll out your wrist a little bit. Bring the shoulders up and drop them down. Do that a couple more times. Let's wake up the energy in the arms, the shoulders, and the throat. When you're ready, turn the palms up. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Press the palms together, bring them into the chest. Let's do two more like this. Inhale, sweep it up. Palms together, draw it in. Just one more. From here, we can close our practice together. Thank you so much for being here today. Namaste.